Apollo Creed vs. Ivan Drago, the fight that changed Rocky forever. Hollywood Insiders. In this episode of Hollywood Insiders, we dive deep into the most emotional fight in the Rocky saga, Apollo Creed Carl Weathers, taking on the Russian powerhouse, Ivan Drago Dolph Lundgren in Rocky IV. We analyze the intense press conference, the arrogant buildup, and the tragic kitchen scene where she correctly predicts that Apollo's desire to fight stems from his fear of being forgotten. Music and ending shifts. The iconic Eye of the Tiger replaces Hearts on Fire as the closing song. Additionally, the Russian officials no longer give Rocky a standing ovation. Instead, they walk out in disgust, which Stallone felt was more realistic. Visual overhaul. The entire film was remastered in 4K, with a wider 2.35:1 aspect ratio, giving it a more modern, cinematic look. 1. The kitchen argument, the why behind the fight. In a powerful new scene, Adrian confronts Apollo and Rocky in the kitchen. She argues that the fight isn't about patriotism, but about Apollo's inability to let go of the spotlight. This adds a layer of tragic foreshadowing. Apollo isn't just a hero. He's a man chasing a ghost. 2. Apollo's extended final round. In the 1985 version, Apollo looks totally overmatched. The new cut features extra footage of the first round showing Apollo landing several heavy blows. This makes Drago's eventual victory more terrifying because he absorbed Apollo's best shots and didn't flinch. 3. Rocky's heartbreaking funeral eulogy. The original funeral was brief. The new version includes a longer, tear-filled speech by Rocky where he admits, "It's my fault." This scene connects directly to the Creed movies, explaining why Rocky feels such an intense debt to Apollo's son, Adonis, for Drago's defiance at the press conference. Instead of standing silently like a robot, Drago has a tense confrontation with the press. He shows a chip on his shoulder, revealing that he feels the Americans are disrespectful. This turns him into a complex antagonist rather than a cartoon villain. 5. The walking out ending. The most insider change is the final shot. Instead of the unrealistic moment where the Soviet Politburo cheers for an American, the Russian officials exit in anger while the crowd goes wild. It's a much more grounded and gritty conclusion. This time script outline is designed for a 10-minute Hollywood Insiders deep dive. It balances the 1985 nostalgia with the gritty updates from the Rocky vs. Drago director's cut. Video script outline. Rocky IV, the director's cut overhaul. Time segment key visual, action talking points. Ling Dan Dao Itan Sanshifin, the hook side-by-side of 1985. Drago vs. 2021. Drago, why Stallone spent his COVID lockdown re-editing his most successful movie. Itan Sanshifin Dao Sandan Sanshifin. The motivation, the new kitchen. Scene with Adrian. Highlight the new dialogue from Adrian Shees. The only one who sees that Apollo's ego will get him killed. Sandan Sanshifin Dao Wudan Sanshifin. The tragic fight, extended footage of the loss. Vegas exhibition. Show the extra punches Apollo lands. Discuss how this version makes Apollo look like a warrior, not a victim. Wudan Sanshifin Dao Qidan Sanshifin. The aftermath, Rocky's extended funeral eulogy. Focus on Rocky's guilt. Quote the line, "It's my fault." This bridges the gap to the Creed franchise. Qidan Sanshifin Dao Jodan the villain. Drago's press conference clips. Break down Drago as a human being, not a machine. Contrast his defiance with the "if he dies line." Jodan Dao Shudan final. Verdict, the Soviet Politburo walking out. Explain why removing the standing ovation makes the movie better for modern audiences. Production tips for your edit. B-roll tip. Use the Rocky for director's cut. Trailer for high definition for K. Clips that look significantly better than the grainy 1985 footage. Audio tip. Mention that the soundtrack was remixed. The punches sound heavier, and the music is more orchestral. Less synth, heavy. Engagement hook. Did Stallone make a mistake by cutting the robot? This always sparks a heated debate in the Rocky fandom. This script focuses on the crucial kitchen scene, which Stallone added to provide the emotional weight that the original MTV-style version lacked. 1:30 transition. The kitchen confrontation. Voiceover. In the original 1985 cut, Apollo's decision to fight Drago feels like a spur-of-the-moment burst of Cold War patriotism. But in the Rocky vs. Drago director's cut, Stallone inserts a haunting, quiet moment in the kitchen that changes everything. Visual. Cut to the new 4K footage of Adrian, Rocky, and Apollo in the kitchen. In this scene, Adrian, the true moral compass of the franchise, finally calls Apollo out. She tells him this isn't about his country, and it isn't about boxing. It's about his inability to face a world where he isn't the center of attention. Visual. Low-volume clip of Adrian saying, "You want to be loved. You don't want to be forgotten." This dialogue is a game changer. It frames Apollo's choice not as a hero's journey, but as a midlife crisis with fatal consequences. Stallone's new edit makes Rocky's silence in this scene feel much heavier. He knows Adrian is right, but his loyalty to Apollo prevents him from stopping the train wreck. According to a deep dive by Screen Rant, this scene was restored specifically to give the audience a gut punch of realization. Apollo isn't fighting to win. He's fighting to feel alive one last time. By the time they get to Las Vegas, the neon lights and James Brown performance don't feel like a celebration. Anymore, they feel like a funeral procession that Apollo organized for himself. 3:30 transition, the fatal exhibition. Voiceover. When the bell rings in Las Vegas, the energy in the director's cut is noticeably more violent. Stallone added previously discarded footage that shows Apollo landing genuine. Heavy shots on Drago in the first round. Visual. Clip of Apollo's flurry of punches against Drago. In the original version, it looked like a slaughter. Here, it looks like a fight. This makes Drago's eventual counterattack even more terrifying. It proves that no matter how hard Apollo hit, the Siberian Express was unbreakable. 5:30, the funeral eulogy. But the real heart of the new cut is the funeral. In 1985, this was a quick scene to get us to the training montage. Now, it's a grueling emotional beat. Stallone restored a long-form eulogy where Rocky stands over the casket, his voice breaking as he realizes he was the one holding the towel. Visual. Close-up on Rocky at the podium from the director's cut. Rocky's new line, "It's my fault," is the most important addition to the film, according to Collider. Stallone wanted to emphasize that Rocky's guilt wasn't just about the fight. It was about letting his friend's ego drive them both into a disaster. This isn't just a setup for a revenge match anymore. It's the origin story of the grief we see decades later in the Creed films. It's no longer just a movie about beating a Russian. It's a movie about the high cost of pride.